Kim Wall, Kids in America, Steve Evans with you now on BRFM 97.9 FM dial across the world and all at www.brfm.co.uk. Now, as you already know, on this show we love new music, and of course we love talking to artists with brand new music, and on the line we have the lovely Stephanie Kirkham. Good evening, Stephanie.
Good evening, hi.
How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. How are you?
That's a lovely accent you got there.
Yours is lovely too.
No,
I'm a Lancashire lass.
Yeah, and of course, as you gather, we from Wales.
Yeah.
And one of the things is Lancashire. I think it's what part of Lancashire, don't mind me asking?
Just outside Preston.
Oh, well, now that's a lovely. I'm going up that way next week, so
really?
I'll give it a bit of a wave, all right? Now then, this brand new single, which is called Best Time Ever.
That's right, yeah.
One of the things is, did you have the best time ever writing this track?
Yeah, I did. Well, writing it was fun, but recording it was really great because Phil Thornalley and Mads, who played ukulele and all sorts of things on it. It was great working with them because I don't play instruments. I know I'm lazy, really. I should have learned one, but I'm sorry. I just write melodies and words, and that's what gives me a buzz. And then I sing that to someone else, and they put the music around. And Phil and Mads were fantastic. So they got all sorts out and lots of nice sounds, and we made it really summery, and we did have a lot of fun. So yeah.
Now, one of the things that surprises me, the fact, and I always wonder if an artist can't play a musical instrument, how do they write songs? Because sometimes it's normally the other way, don't they? They write a bit of a melody musically, and then put words to it. So how do you get around that in your head?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm either walking or I'm in the car or I'm on a bus or something, and it's generally when I'm moving. Apart from last night, actually, I had to get out of bed and sing something into my phone, but usually it's when I'm moving. And I just start humming a melody, and then it goes round and round, and I think of words that go with that. And sometimes I'm stuck on that for a while. It can be like a small sentence, and I'm stuck on it for a while, and then I go back to it and add a bit more. And then other songs just seem to just tumble out quite easily, and sometimes I just need to think of the last few words, you know. So it's different, really, but that's generally it. If I'm walking and I've got a bit of a beat, or just the humming of a vehicle seems to set me off. I love doing it. That's the main thing.
So is it one of the things you have to take something like a pad with you or something, or do you remember the lyrics?
Well, I used to always have a pad with me, and as far as the melody goes, I wouldn't, because I'm not musically trained or anything, I wouldn't have remembered those melodies necessarily. So my words at first were like an anchor, and once I'd put words to them, even if I changed those words later, as soon as I put words to them, somehow it seemed to anchor it into my brain. But now, thankfully, my phone has a voice recorder like they all do, which is brilliant, and I've always got my phone, so there's loads of little memos on here of little tunes.
I was going to say a lot of humming.
Pardon?
A lot of humming.
Yeah, a lot of humming.
Now, the one of the catchy track, which is Easy as 1, 2, 3, which I know has got a lot of sort of stories to that, hasn't it? And it's a great thing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that song, actually, I was listening to a Bob Dylan. I was listening to some Bob Dylan, and I like how, a lot of what he did was kind of talking. Anyway, so I was out walking, and that song started, and I sang it into my phone and emailed it to Phil and said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Yeah, let's work on this." So I went down to London and we recorded it. And they put the music on, but it was great because it was used on a Peugeot advert.
I was just going to say,
in this country, which was great because to see it on TV with really lovely photography and beautiful car, and there was the ocean waves, banging up onto the cliffs, and just a lovely advert, and so that was brilliant. But we still had lots more songs to make the album, so we kept on working away. And then recently, it got used for EDF in France, which was amazing.
Brilliant.
So to have it playing in another country, and then just recently, they've used it on a Miracle Grow advert in the States, and that's a really pretty advert because it's positive, and it's like family life saying, you know, how your garden is the heart of your home and all that, and it's really pretty. So I'm glad that it's been used on nice things so far, so I'm chuffed.
But what a great way to get your music listened to.
I know, because I don't do many gigs. I've done like lots of little open mic nights here and there and stuff. And I've moved to Cornwall now, so I found a guitarist down here who's great.
Yeah.
So we're starting to go out and do some things. So the gig side of it will take a little bit longer. We'll know what we're doing by January when the album comes out. So hopefully we'll do a lot more gigs then. But yeah, to get things used on TV is amazing.
It is. I mean, a lot of people, like, it hums. People, like you so rightly say, people, if they watch the television, it's fantastic to get things out there.
Yeah.
And when they're watching it, and if they love the advert, they love the music, they bobbing along, singing along to it.
Yeah.
It's because it's been on the telly.
Yeah.
And one of the things for me, I mean, I've listened to this track, I don't know, many times now, since I've had it in the car, because this is the only, when I listen to new music, I always pop it in the car on my way back and forth to work, and you know, all right, I got it on repeat. And I'm at the lights when I'm there, and I'm at the lights. I got it going, and people are just looking at me because I'm just singing along to it because it's one of them. It's a happy, feel good tune, which I love. We're going to play it later, which is fantastic. Now, you've mentioned lots of different things about writing. You mentioned this album, which is coming out in January, which is called Tiny Spark.
That's right.
What a great title! Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. Well, what it was. I suppose, well, what it was, EDF had decided to use the song, and I was thinking it hasn't really got anything like electrical or about sparks or energy in it,
right.
and it got me inspired really, and then I was just excited. I think the best ideas come when you're really moved by something, upset or happy, and I was really thrilled to bits that it was being used and it was being given like another lease of life, really. Anyway, I was walking along and then I started singing this song, and I thought, gosh, it's been a long journey. This, you know, it's been an uphill climb, and then the words just came out really, and it's one of the songs on the album called "We Got It Covered," and it starts with "It only takes a tiny spark can light the dark," and then it talks about some just pouring love out really, and your heart beating faster, and being in love with life, and being happy, and just saying things sometimes. It takes perseverance, and you've just got to stick at something sometimes, and just get up the next hill and the next hill, and eventually it might pay off. So
absolutely,
so that's what. So and then I thought, well, you know what? It can be called Tiny Spark because, in a way, they're all like tiny sparks, aren't they? They're just little ideas, and they're just my little ideas, and they're nothing more than that. But now they've turned into songs. They've got lovely music with them, and it's been produced really well, and. So I thought, Tiny Spark. Yeah,
I mean, and it's going to come into a big spark, isn't it?
Hopefully, it'll be a massive roaring bonfire.
Oh, you know, it's great. And one of the things you said, you don't tour much, and I'm sure when people start listening to tracks like Best Time Forever, they'll want you to get out there.
I hope so.
And,
I want
do some
to.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I know and I always say it to every artist, every person I speak to here at BRFM, I always say to them, please come to Wales, because it's one of them areas. I know people say to you, but you sing and you come along and you come passionate with it. Yeah. Yes, we do, but we literally, every artist that come across that bridge into the borders, we just absolutely open up with open arms, and we just love people coming across.
Oh, well, I'll come across.
Oh, of course, please.
Definitely.
And it's one of them things, because I genuinely believe, people do forget about us sometimes. They really do. They forget about Wales. Yeah. But it's a land of song, and clearly, guys like yourself, it really is to get out. Now, tell us a little bit about the other side. You got sort of, it's not just music and writing and everything else. You're very sort of visual as well, aren't you?
I do love, I love painting. It's sort of abstract stuff, and I have a painting for each song that I've recorded.
Do you?
Yeah. I had my first exhibition in May. I've moved to Cornwall, and I think they do it all over the country though. They have like what they call open studios.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because I probably wouldn't have got everything together really for an exhibition. But I had all these paintings in boxes, and I thought, well, I'm here, I might as well. So anyway, I got all my paintings out, and it was brilliant for people to come and look at them. So yeah, I've got three big series that go with each album, and now I'm working on some paintings of the rocks. There's a place down here near Hale called Gwithian, and the rocks there at the side of the coast are amazing. The textures and the colours don't look real sometimes. They're really fantastic. So I've started to paint those. So that's my inspiration at the moment, and I'm loving that.
So, I mean, when you look at that, and I'm putting, like, forgive me, I could be putting two and two wrong here, but when you got the music in your head, does that come out in what you portray in your visual art?
Well, yeah, the paintings that go with That Girl, which was the first album, what I did with that was, because I thought I want to have a painting for each one, how do I go about this?
Yeah.
What do I do? Do I look at the words and think, or do I think, where was I when I wrote it, and what's the special thing about it for me?
Yeah.
What shall I do? And anyway, so I just sat there thinking about it really, and played the album, and I had a candle, and I was just watching the candle. Anyway, when I shut my eyes and sort of daydreamed, and then the image left behind my eyelid was really quite pretty, and I thought, you know what, I could paint that. So the ones that go with That Girl are all sort of, it's a flame, but it's not a flame. It's darker because it's inside.
I understand.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That is really good. That really. Now, who's been? I mean, you write a lot. Let's just already say. Who do you listen to? Who's your major influences when you listen to music? What do you think? That's really something I love, and you know.
Yeah. The most recent song that I got really hooked on, a couple actually, there was Happy. Pharrell Williams, I absolutely love that song. That always lifts my spirits, I love it. And also Ho Hey, the Lumineers. They're too. And also that I Will Wait, that was the Lumineers, was it?
I think, it was, yeah.
So it's upbeat, sort of not really folky, a bit more pop, sort of pop folk, sort of upbeat stuff really at the moment. When I was growing up, it was the Beatles and Joni Mitchell and Simon
I'm just going to say, is it that sort of era as well?
Yeah, it was the songwriters and lovely melodies and short songs. Everything on this album is really short. But I've started writing because there's been a gap between the last one and this one. And in that time I've written 2 albums, this one that's Tiny Spark and the next one which has been written, and I've started recording it, so hopefully that'll be out the end of next year.
Fantastic. So you've got the one coming out now, which is going to be the beginning of 2016.
Yeah.
And then you've got another one already in the pipeline, Jill. That's fantastic.
Yeah, well, there's been a big gap, so I needed to, it's not that I've been doing nothing, it's just that I haven't got it together to actually release it yet, but now I have. So things just take the time they take, don't they? And sometimes you can try speeding things up and pushing things along, and you don't get anywhere.
No, don't rush it. I mean, I think that when you've written something that's so precious to you, and you get that feeling, and when it's produced and put into a track, very much like Best Time Forever, it gives you that some sense of achievement and definitely, I mean, when I listen, as I say, to so many different types of music, and sometimes I'm absolutely blown away from what I listen to. But I get so rightly say, it's people that's taken the time, and literally taken the time to do what they have to do. Yeah,
exactly. Because it's no good just thinking there's all these boxes to tick. You just have to live your life and enjoy your life. And there was at the beginning when the first album came out, and then all that went wrong. The album closed, and it took a while to get back on my feet. But then it's something that you have to do. If you're driven to do something, you have to do it. And I think if you're creative, and I believe everyone is, you're driven to do something, and it doesn't matter if it's a hobby or full time or something that connects you with lots of people, or just something that lifts you up and it's personal to you, like saying a prayer or something. It can be anything, but if it moves you and it thrills you, you've got to find time to do it. And sometimes, I've been up and down and things, and I've thought, well, think about what you used to do when you were a kid. What did you love doing? And it's like, well, painting and singing and humming and writing and being out in nature and walking the dog, and they're just simple, natural things, but they can lift your spirits, can't they? And I think I'm hoping this album will lift people's spirits because because it is cheerful, and it's definitely brought me a lot of happiness, just writing it and singing it, and now starting to go out and perform it.
Is there some? I mean, going back, I mean, did you ever think you'd ever be the position that you are now, but sort of writing and being a musician, basically?
No, I was really rubbish at music at school.
What did you want to do? Come on, what would have been your proper?
Like all girls, I wanted to be, I don't know, something glamorous, like an actress, or
did you?
Or a nurse, or or even just a mum. I think being a mum or a dad is the most important job there is.
Yeah.
But I did always love music, and I was always humming. So I suppose it had to
get out there somewhere, didn't it? Certainly. Now then, we saw rightly say the album's coming out in January 2016. Which is called Tiny Spark. Now, this single is going to come out at it's the end of next week, isn't it?
The 30th, so a week on Friday.
Yeah, and how can our listeners get hold of that? Apart from us playing it all the time, but how can our listeners?
You can get it on iTunes, and you can also get it on my website. My website is www.stephaniekirkham.com. And on there, you could join up if you wanted, and you can get a free song from the album, which is called Happy Ever After, which is a nice, cute song. So anyone that joins up, you get that automatically free.
That's fantastic.
And then there's the Facebook and Twitter and whatnot, and downloads on there. And there's also going to be, because Best Time Ever is a download only, but I do have a limited edition of 100 3-track CDs, which have got Best Time Ever, Easy 1, 2, 3, and Future Come On, and I'll be selling those from my website. So
look at that. So brilliant.
The art's on there as well if you want to have a look after.
One of the things you so rightly say, I'm amazed by it's firstly, and the only way is a download for this track, and I speak, as I say, many different artists, they got different opinions whether it's going to be vinyl, CD or download, and I think CD is slowly sort of becoming a unique thing, and the way forward is possibly download, but you see, it's rather a limited edition CD. And there's going to be 3 tracks on it, is that right?
Yeah, there's 3 tracks on that. I just thought it's nice. I prefer CDs. I like having something in my hands.
It is easy.
And I thought, well, if we just do a small run, and it can be a special thing for people that want it.
Oh, lovely.
And then in January, those songs are on the album anyway, so, people want the album. But I just thought it's just something nice.
It is great. And you know what, right? And I know our listeners are going to love this tune. They really are. And I do wish you the very big success with this, because I think, you well deserve it.
Thank
you very much. Clearly does. It is a happy, feel-good song, and especially with the winter literally on the doorstep.
I know. We need a bit of cheering up, don't we?
Of course.
Now it's getting colder.
It is. And obviously being up north, it's inspired by that as well. But no, clearly this is fantastic. It really is.
Thank you.
And once you've done you're obviously writing for the new album. After that, anything else possibly in the pipeline?
Well, the new album is ongoing.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be the end of next year. After that, I think my dream really is to write for other people. And
really?
Yeah.
Who would you Who would you really love to write for?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you could say, if anybody said to you, anybody, any performer, who would you like to write for?
Well, could it be dead or alive?
Yeah, of course.
Then Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
I'd really like to. I'd love him to sing one of my deep dark songs.
Ah, fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
lots of people though. There's so many great people.
Well, that's it. I mean, there's so many greats, alive or dead, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it's just a massive influence on various different people, and I think that's great. That is, and you sort of say it's sometimes people just wish, I wish I could sing my song. I've actually written this with that person in mind. Sometimes,
yeah.
And
I just think there's more. There's more to do, and it'd be nice to work with more people.
Yeah.
And so I'm just open really now to see what comes along.
Well, I tell you what, you've got one final thing I want you to do, please. Can you introduce Best Time Ever?
Yes. This song is my new single, and it's coming out a week on Friday, and it's called Best Time Ever.
This is Stephanie Kirkham.
Thank you.
You know everything's here, it's here, waiting for you. Let's start from where we are, just think what we can do. We can as we choose. Rules are there and no rules. You know it's gonna be the best time ever. You know it's gonna be the best time ever. You know it's gonna be the best time of our lives. The time of our lives. Best time of our lives. The time of our lives. Best time ever. We are free as the birds. Come on, they have all flown. We could skip across the ocean like skimming stones. It's time, take a leap of faith into something unknown. You know it's gonna be the best time ever. You know it's gonna be the best time ever. You know it's gonna be the best time of our lives. Best time of our lives. Best time of our lives. The time of our lives. Best time ever. Ooh, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah. You know it's gonna be the best time ever. You know it's gonna be the best time ever. You know it's gonna be the best time of our lives. Best time of our lives. Best time of our lives. The time of our lives. Best time of our lives. Best time of our lives. The time of our lives. Best time ever.
Stephanie Kirkham, best time ever. What a great song that. Get downloading from next Friday. The